Hello, Jennifer Tochi here, and I believe it's 80 Archives Day. Yay! 80's Archives! Yay, Hobbs Horror! Okay. This is the only time I can play with this because from now on it's going to be gross because I'm going to be using it as a duster. So today I will play I was planning on doing a different movie for 80's Archives this week. But then I changed my mind this morning. Yes. I got a good old one of those phone calls from a guy who dated a couple years back. Took you out on 4 dates. And then the 4th date complained that I wasn't wearing sexy enough clothes and I wasn't putting out yet. And I said, and I'm not changing for you. And he promptly left the restaurant and drove away and left me at the restaurant. Yeah. So he calls me back today saying that him and his girlfriend just broke up a month ago and he misses me. And I said, well, F off, except I said the whole word. I hope your thingy gets stuck somewhere, rots, and that little tiny thing falls off. And then promptly said, don't ever call me again. So I switched my movie because I can take all the seizure medicine and all my antidepressants, but damn if my movies don't work better than all the rest. So I went into my 80's VHSs and I found She Devil. Yes. Roseanne Barr. Yes. Meryl Streep. Ed Begley Jr. And that awesome lady who plays Hetty from NCIS LA. Darned if I didn't write down her real name, but dang, I've been watching NCIS LA for 2 years now, and I've watched this as I'm watching, and then today I all of a sudden stand up and I go, "Is that Hetty?" Okay. And yes, and that made me even happier because, well, I have another movie with Hetty in it. Yes, the story of the greatest evil ever known to man, his ex-wife. Yes. Mm-hmm. Roseanne Barr, I think they went through special terms to make her look very ugly. Like putting that huge mole on her and giving her the wrong clothes to wear, wrong makeup. Yes. And yeah, I think they did that with this movie. Yes, love is hell, especially when you're Ruth Patchett, a woeful wife who has had her filling of a cheating husband, a scheming mistress, and powdered donuts. Yes. Meryl Streep is that scheming mistress. I do not know why the hell Meryl Streep would want Ed Begley Jr. Instead of that gorgeous pool boy that she's having an affair with at her house when the movie first begins. Yes. Yes, and she's a romance novel writer. Meryl Streep. Mary Fisher, yes. She's slowly trying to convince Bob, who she meets at a party, and after Ruth has spilled wine on Mary Fisher's dress. Oh, sorry, I was reading something up there. Okay, and and they sneak off and start talking to each other and fall, as I say, in lust. Yes. When you're married and you go off and have an affair with Ed Begley Jr., that's lust. Especially when there's a pool boy there, man. There. Okay. Yes. And one night, Bob comes home and he wants a perfect dinner cooked for his mother and father, who think they're the perfect family. A minute there, I sounded like, who think they're the perfect family? William Shatner, get out. Okay. Well, and Rose has gone through a lot of trouble for this and made a lot of mistakes because she's so nervous and so angry at her husband. Well, it turns out, pre-warning, there is one animal death in this movie, if you haven't seen it. A gerbil named Herbie. And it was not on purpose. It was not a purposeful killing. It was not a murder. It was an accidental death by mushroom soup. So that night, Bob leaves Ruth, and he says, there are 4 things that I love about my life. First thing is home. Second thing is family. Third thing is career. Next thing is freedom. You have taken them all away. You are the she-devil. So damn, you don't say that to a lady who's had enough. And Ruth has had enough. So Ruth writes down those 4 things and decides she's going to take those 4 things away from Bob Patchett. Let's see. There is the home is first. And what does she do? Oh, she blows it up. But nobody's inside of it at the time. And hey, a house is easy to blow up. I've almost done it accidentally a couple times. Well, she does it on purpose. Yes. And what did she do? Oh, yes. And next comes family. Well, Bob gets his family back. And naughty Ruth gives Meryl Streep her mommy back who is drugged at a senior living place. Yes, she takes all the drugs away from the seniors and replaces them with vitamins. And they get their brains back, and they start a soccer league, and yes. And there she meets Vespa, who plays Hetty. Sorry, I know it's a bad English accent, but okay, yes. And she has a lot of money. And they both end up getting fired because from this nursing home because Ruth has put pee on wee wee on Mrs. Fisher's bed. And that's not the one thing that's not allowed at that nursing home is wee weeing in bed. No. So now she's stuck with the kids, a dog that doesn't behave, a dog that's on housebroken, a pool boy who's very upset at her for giving up on him and not getting him up. I'm in a weird mood today. Okay. And yes, so I'd say that, and her mother has kind of shown herself to be a good old New York Bronx lady, you know. She tells it like it is with that New York Bronx accent that I can't do and not even gonna try. Ask Joe to do it. Okay? And then, yes. And then, career and freedom soon come after. But during this, Vespa and Ruth start a career agency for women who have no jobs anymore, can't have jobs because they have kids, their husbands have left them. Yes, and they find good old Bob a new assistant. And while the new wifey poo, Mary Fisher's at home waiting for Bob, he finds a sexy little assistant. Oh no. And all that's left is his freedom. Will he keep his freedom? Will he not? Yes. I have went a different way this week, I've noticed. I haven't gone as sleazy as usual. I don't have a lot of girls in bikinis or doing aerobics or, things like that. I don't have guys in Speedos playing volleyball. R. Sterling, I love that video. Okay, yes, so that's one I wanted to do. Because, hey, I just felt this way. So, thank you very much. And I just want to let you know that after I watched this movie, and right now, when I just turned off the TV, I had a horror movie in there that probably will come out tomorrow. Yes. Brian left me for 3 days, so he gave me 2 movies to watch. And I watched one of them already. And I watched the second one. I'm going to review soon. So, farewell. Hopefully this will get out in 8 hours.